Lambert, the sheepish lion, Lambert is always trying to be a wild and woolly sheep. Lambert, the sheepish lion, the little lamb.
Jeez, having a crack at an injured young fella. That's cold. That's very cold, Joshy.
You were raving about him.
I was pumped about him.
And I told you, man, a guy with a name like Lambert will never ever be anything worth talking about. We had a Chris Lamb. That was close. He was shocking.
Lambert will come back. He's
shocking.
He's a journeyman. Listen, the Tigers game, it just, I don't know. I felt like we were off as soon as the game started, and I thought we were coming back a little bit in the fourth, but other than that, we had plenty of the ball, but it was like Tigers of old, as they always do. It's just
no heart.
Lacking a little bit of heart, yeah, but it's something they can correct, I reckon. We're
going to wait
not all doom and gloom
the season before they do
No, you know what, but we were missing two key players, but that's no excuse. Injuries are injuries, and you're supposed to back them up, and that's fine.
Who'd you miss?
We were missing Shane Edwards and Deledio.
Oh, yeah.
And Lambert went down earlier than would have been hoped. Jack kicked 2-4. He kicks 2 more of those. Maybe things turn our way a bit.
Bruce has kicked more goals than him.
Bruce has kicked me, yeah, well, for now. It's a long bloody season, mate. So, yeah. I mean, it was Dusty turned it on. Koch was pretty well held, but they had a really good game plan. They were exciting, and they weren't afraid to take the game on, and we just... Their strategy sort of messed us up quite a bit. And
so what happens if you lose to Brizzy?
Well, I don't think we will.
That's a question.
That's a question. What happens if we lose to Brizzy? Then,
if you lose.
Well, if we lose, which I don't think we're going to.
Where do you play?
At the Gabba, but I'm not worried about that. The Tigers have travelled reasonably well recently. And
really?
the Gabba's not a fortress. They're not going to have 50,000 screaming fans there. They're going to have 20-something thousand bored rugby supporters.
Really?
Big fan of that soundbite tonight, aren't you?
That's good.
it's not bad. I liked Camden McIntosh's game. He just came in and did, pretty close to what he did in the first round. And it looks like he's going to be a real role player for us. I'm excited this week about Chris Knight's coming back in and Dave Asprey coming back in, both from long-term injuries. Asprey a year out, Knight's 2. So,
you haven't watched any Foxtel this week at all?
Yeah,
I have a bit. I watched some last night after you went to bed. I watched a couple of hours. I watched the 360 and stuff.
What do they say about the Tigers?
They were disappointed, as we were, as I was watching it. I did overkill it a bit for the first
women.
Fox Footy for a bit.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that when you fucking lose a game, you start you start losing your wind a little bit.
No. I haven't lost my wind. I haven't lost my wind.
You can't say it tonight.
Come on, you got to
look
perk
exceptionally
up.
flat tonight.
I know.
Well, I thought we should have won. Is why. I think more than a loss is I thought we have the ability and the skill to be able to deal with that sort of thing, but we didn't, and that's fine. And hopefully they can fix it.
This radio program does not run off electricity; it runs off your vibes, Jack.
My vibes.
You must understand that.
Yeah, we've had a few
just like the member section at Bay M55.
A few
at the
power
gym
outs tonight in your regard. So you need to, as your boss says, lift.
You got to lift.
And the boys have to lift.
Yep.
They got to lift.
They got to lift, and I think they will. I think
you got to get the yes chant going on.
The yes chant.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah. Richmond.
Yeah, well, mate, it's round 2. Okay, so we'll discuss the lay of the ladder at round 12, and
round 12.
I got a feeling there'll be some different things going on, because I would rather have a loss like that now than later in the season, because hopefully it jumpstarts them and says you can't just stroll in and think you're going to win. You got to go out there and do it.
Who needs to lift the most?
Listen, I think it's it's not even one person. It's just a little bit of decision making, just a little bit more talk among the players, a little bit more organisation.
So who needs to talk more?
I think all of them.
Who needs to chat?
I think all of them do. I think they just need to bring in a bit more of, shouting out to each other when they're in, helping each other out. They've really got to see the teammate and do whatever they can. Not just run on thinking, okay, I'll get the next possession. They've got to make sure he's blocked for or he's got the time that he needs to make the right decision.
Do you think your supporters are so
Our supporters are rabid.
Do you reckon they're that rabid that the players get a bit like, weak in the knees? And do you reckon it takes something like, we're totally out of it, so let's give it our best shot, and maybe that's the kind of
yeah,
you know what? You keep leaving things or just trailing on the outside. That whole fucking cliche about finishing ninth all the time. Like, why can't you guys, Collingwood players can handle their bloody rabid supporters? Do you reckon you guys are just too wild for your players?
That's a very valid question.
Richmond supporters are pretty nuts. I must say, I've been a member of a Richmond supporters Facebook page for about 6 months, and God, there's some intense individuals on there.
Have you made some friends?
No, not really.
No one's added you?
No, I think a couple of people have not added me. I've got a few likes on my comments. So they're usually pretty level-headed. And either that or I'm just talking up Big Griff.
Big Griff. How did he play?
Oh, man. He did alright. He did what he could. The delivery to him was pretty poor.
So it was a bit of a Hulkster-like performance?
Yeah, he's good because he's physical. He throws it around a bit. And
how'd Taylor Hunt go?
Taylor Hunt played pretty poorly, actually.
Taylor Hunt's the player who used to play for you guys, and he does the puppies and stuff.
Geelong.
Oh no, who's... No, I'm way off.
Off the board. So I suppose my votes, I'll go 2 for Rance because he was indomitable. It would have been a 10-goal loss if he hadn't have been there.
Giving you something good to look at in an otherwise bleak game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, him and Dusty.
What was your biggest moment of the match? Oh, haven't you given me votes yet?
No, that was my votes.
What was your favourite moment of the match?
Favourite moment of the match was in the fourth quarter when I was rowdiest.
Up. Yeah, when were you rowdiest?
When I got the chant going and turned around and...
What chant?
Richmond! Yes!
You've got to start that.
Yeah, I'll get it.
You've been claiming that you're going to start that chant, and you've been claiming you're going to start your chants, and... We need a chant. We need homework. We need to go and get these chants. I'm going to go to Marsh's game tomorrow night.
Hopefully you see some of his.
I want to hear the song.
Yeah, well, no, it was an alright performance, but it was pretty poor in the end. But yeah, I think they're going to turn it around pretty quickly. So I'm not.
Do you
worried.
reckon, Marsh, that Richmond supporters are the wildest or not?
Nah, wildest.
Like they claim to be the loudest, the shabbiest, the big ferals. Do you reckon they're still like that? I don't reckon.
Yeah, it's a flip of the coin between them and Collingwood.
Really?
I think we're second to Collingwood.
Adelaide, have you been Adelaide?
No, I haven't been.
Ferals.
West
they're
Coast look like
they're
ferals.
like creepy feral.
Sex offenders, most of them.
I wasn't going to say it.
I'm only kidding.
So
Mark Prosciutto, don't be.
Anyway, should we get ready to make a call?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, it's not. No, speaking of fucking feral, I reckon Essendon are the worst. They are the biggest fucking whingers.
They are. They're whingers.
They're more Bronx cheer. They invented the Bronx cheer as they invented the keepings off.
That's a great call.
I reckon they're the worst. Yeah. And the thing is, they get fed. They get spoon-fed all these fairy tales, man.
They do.
Did you see what happened on the weekend? That's fucked. I mean, I was going for them, but only because I hate Hawthorn so much.
It was weird watching you support them because you hate them.
My brother sent me a text message because I said to him, when we were watching the game, I said, these guys have, like, how many fucking fairy tales? How many 1-point wins? How many fucking come from behinds and that? And then he sent me this message back, because he went home and watched the last quarter, and it was fucking... fucking Vine. And right then, in that fucking game, commentators, they love it. Oh, it's a fairy tale, another Bombers fairy tale. James Hurd's kicked the last goal. Oh, it's a James Hurd fairy tale. That's why I hate this cunt so much, man. Oh. But I have respect for one Bombers supporter. Only one. Maybe two. Maybe his girlfriend as well. Even though she gets a bit crude.
The Big Bird.
Big Bird.
Now, don't be surprised
He doesn't pick up.
if he doesn't pick up the phone.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's quieter than Cam actually. He's we're gonna hold the thing right up
Yep.
close. This is we're gonna have our first call. We're only called for the night, but our third call in history. Last week was Slam and Jam Maloney.
Oh, Maloney.
And
One
the
for
blue
life.
boy. Our number one fan.
Our number one fan, our number one ticket holder, I think.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
When we get T-shirts, he gets the first one. So let's give Big Bird a call and
Here's
see what
that
he's
shit.
got to say about them Dons.
I've sent a warning out too, so you better pick up. We've been kind to him, calling him at this time of the year, after this weekend.
Hello.
Big Bird!
Hey.
Hello, mate.
How's it going, fellas?
Yeah,
Very good, mate. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
We were just talking about the stuff of fairy tales. Did you feel like you had a good night's sleep?
Yeah, it's been a pretty fairy tale week.
Oh, Jesus. You'd be used to those. You get that many of them.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
Goes the other way a few times too, you know.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Oh, but it's just like Essendon to go through the
What
biggest...
about the week before?
The week before?
well,
Yeah. That wasn't a fairy tale.
so did you watch it this time, Jared, or did
I
you
did watch the whole thing.
watch the
I
whole
thought
thing?
it was going to happen again.
No more coming in the third quarter?
Nah. End of the second quarter, I thought, nah, we're going to lose this. And as soon as I was 16 points down, I was confident again.
Big Bird, you were 2 seconds away. 2 seconds. Did you see? You saw all that shit, yeah?
It had to have been the closest game ever.
I haven't seen a closer one than that.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh, well, at least we won.
Have you seen the footage of the guy who was supposed to be on Bruce at that last contest?
Yeah, Marty Gleason.
Marty Gleason, you would have seen that.
Oh, he was shattered.
He thought he'd lost him the game. The siren saved him.
And they're all saying that, you know, Hurdy, it was a big strategy, and it was something that
Yeah,
Hurdy...
I don't know about that.
Who was the guy who kicked the goal, though? It was the defender, wasn't it? Hooker.
Hooker the hero.
Hooker the hero. The fairy tale hero. He's your Prince Charming.
The defender, he hasn't kicked a goal in 4 years.
I heard the Saints got you over the line.
What's that?
The Saints got you over the line. BJ and
The
Jimmy.
same as Quilty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
got
beat-
dropped this week.
Must have been pulled up
Thank
sore.
God for that.
Pulled up sore from all those pressure acts.
You're not a big fan of Quilt, are you, Big Bird?
Oh, he hasn't grown on me yet. He needs a few more pre-seasons, I think.
Is he the one we call Ben Harper or Lenny Kravitz?
I think he's Lenny.
He looks a lot like Lenny Kravitz, he really does.
Oh, yeah, and Lumumba's Ben Harper, that's right.
Like Snoop Dogg.
Oh dear.
So, who are you guys playing this week?
We got
Blues.
the Blues.
Oh, that's always unpredictable.
It could go anywhere. I'm not too confident. But at the same time, we should smash them.
Oh,
based on,
there's that fucking Essendon arrogance coming back. That's it. That's it right there.
How's
Based on
that arrogance?
Where's what about Kelly? How was Kelly's reaction?
Oh, we were both jumping around the lounge room like idiots.
So you guys going to have a baby bomber in 9 months' time?
Maybe. How's your leg, Marsh?
what are you gonna you're gonna have to name him
It's
Hooker.
good, mate.
Yeah, Kale. Just call him Kale.
Kale.
Stale Kale came to the fucking game and booted the big one on the day of his birth. Oh, Big Bird. I don't know, man. Like, do you guys actually?
He's top 4.
Yeah.
Are you guys real?
If everything goes right, top 4 is possible, but I don't think so this year.
I
Maybe,
reckon.
like, we're definitely going to make the 8, I think.
How do you think Myers being out for a sustained period is going to affect you?
Yeah, he's a pretty important player, but I think